Hello, everybody. How are you? How are you feeling? Are you glad it is Friday? How? Nah, that wasn't the one I was talking about. Thank you. Da 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 da. As you can see, I am glad that you decided to join me today. Let's see this. Hold on for 1 second. Okay. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Wake everything up, everything up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. How you feeling? What's going on with you? Is life good as it's supposed to be for you? I hope it is. I hope it is shining bright for you and all that good stuff on a Friday, a spiritual Friday. Um, Want to talk about your connections with your ancestors and how to honor your ancestors and how to appreciate them in great gratitude of your ancestors. So I want to say, all right, kudos to that. Um, your ancestors, for people that don't know, is people that have passed before you in your lineage or connection. They're your ancestors. And some people don't know who their ancestors are. So I wanted to give a kudos to them right off. So when you honor them, you speak of them, you talk to them. You can also honor them in a way of actually bringing food to them and the things that they liked and setting up a place of honor for them. Sometimes we can set up a place of honor, like during the holidays that come up, and set a plate for them. So whatever their favorites might have been yams or tamales or limpias or whatever they had a liking to. It would be really great. You set up a plate for them and a drink and a chair for them, and you give them honor by setting that place and chair for them to actually have. That's one way to do it when you're talking about giving honor to your ancestors. There's different ways of drinks, especially drinks. If they like coffee, you can do coffee. If they like tea, you can put tea. If they like soda, something that they're like, you're giving them honor at your table during your celebration. So they're not forgotten and they're thought about. And that gives them that you're paying reverence to them, you're honoring them. Also, paying reverence is going to where they're buried at and talking with them and leaving a little gift for them at the grave sites. That's also a way of honoring your ancestors. So, another thing is setting up a table and a place for your ancestor, an altar for your ancestors and honoring them. That's another way where you could set up where there would be glasses, you can set up waters, flowers. These are different things that you set up to honor your ancestors so that you give them homage and understand their struggle, and how to set up an altar. There's different ways that different people set up altars to honor their ancestors, different ways, which I am so happy that we do. We can light a candle for them at night, speaking and ask them to help us and protect us. But during our day, when we get up, when we're going through something, you can talk to your ancestors right there, and they will start to whisper some things in your ear as an ancestor. You want to give them homage, and why they keep stressing is that because they walk this earth before you did in this body. So they know the struggles, they can feel it. They don't have to be here. Even though we do not see our ancestors in the physical form, they are still here with us. They are still providing and still giving us energy in their other dimensional form, which is really great for them. And you just give thanks to that. So I'm hoping my internet is still really good and not going in and out. I know that that was a problem during last broadcast. So I was looking at it, but I'm not going to worry about it. It is what it is, what it is, what it is. So it is, so it is, so it is, be it. And that's where I'm taking on it. So getting back to our ancestors and why I say they're communicating you in another forms. They also might be coming into your dreams, and how our ancestors can actually communicate with us is by maybe dropping a feather. They can actually drop coffee, like you might spill some water and you're normally not spilling water. Water, that's them, a way of them communicating with you. Also, the way that ancestors can communicate with you is through your dreams. So I'm a big component of writing down your dreams and really getting to know your ancestors, because they have messages. Every dream is a message and interpretation of your connection to the universe for you to understand, which is really pretty cool. So if you want a reading, which you can do, is ask for one and I'll give you one if that's what you're looking for tonight. But we're just talking about spiritual connections and how they basically work, and the ancestors in particularly. So another way is also meditating in a meditative state and connecting with them. And another way is that ancestors can actually talk and sit with you and communicate in some spiritual field, is like they call it riding the horse. So or they channel through you, and they'll give you a message to give to a loved one or even to yourself. The ancestors will, when they actually get in that form. So that's why you want to have a good connection with your ancestors and other beings. Another thing, it's not scary. The prayers, that you've taught, or the things. Oh, let's get back to the table. Now, supposing your ancestor particularly liked uh, certain cigarettes or flowers or perfume, this is stuff that you can put on a table with their picture to give them honor and homage, and also put a plate of water or things to give them homage. That's something that you can actually do, and that gives them energy, but also gives them that you recognize that they're there. You know what I mean? Which is really wonderful. Oh my God. All right. I've been visited by the, okay. I didn't mean to hide it. So I am Dr. D, and I'm from Food Alchemy Network. So tonight is a talk about spiritual connection. So by the pumpkin. All right, interesting. So let's talk about how they can manifest. If you have something that you want to manifest, and they can help you that way. Every country honored their ancestors in some type of shape or form. In India, when their loved ones transition, they have a big ceremony. They have to pay up. They bury them in a cave in most places, and they have to really save up because they have to give them this great send-off, this great ceremony that honors them, and they place them in their burial plot. And some places of Asia, they do the same thing. They have a place that they honor them. But after they do the ceremony, you will see sometimes in their home a table with the memory of their mom and dad and a pitcher and a glass of water and a candle. What they also do in their home is do feng shui to figure out the best way that they can actually be in that home. Now, um, that is really good because they make sure that they're seen every single day. And also in Santeria Yoruba, you honor your ancestors every single day. Lukami, same thing. You honor your ancestors every single day. Even as much as coffee, if that's what they like, or tea. So getting back to that, and in the Christian religion, believe it or not, we honor our ancestors in a way. Um, we will actually go to the gravesite and maybe pour them a wine and actually give them flowers. That's another way that we in the West honor our ancestors. Okay. Also, some things that, like people don't realize they're pouring libation is that on the streets, you hear this is to the homie, and they pour out the liquor. Is that giving them honor to the people, their friend that has passed? They're considered an ancestor. They're considered an elder. Like even though people that are young that pass, they become an elder. They're in that eldership. Like my youngest, no, my oldest transition. Now she's an elder and she's part of that team of an ancestor that walks with me. And I want to say that diligently, your ancestors walk with you and honor you and help you get to where you need to be, which I really, really, really love that they honor me and honor my loved ones and bless me and bless my loved ones as long as we keep it great. And the Day of the Dead is a big thing that they honor them. They have a day, they sit down and actually have a picnic. But in other cultures, that's something kind of freaky. Going to the graveyard. They think that maybe you're going to get some cemetery dirt and do some stuff or whatever and what have you. Or, do something that is what people would consider immoral. And there's a way and things that you can do with cemetery dirt. There's things that you can do with brick dust. There's things that you can do with a nail from a yard, or a nail, I won't say a yard, but there's different things that you can make with a rusty nail. There's also things that you can do spiritually with a railroad uh, nail, that, the things that they put on the side. There's different things and different things that you can use for protection. And your ancestors will tell you, they'll give you, sometimes whisper in your ear, how to protect yourself, how to go about keeping yourself guarded from who, where, and what. You know what I mean? They that's what they're good for. They're also good for actually getting you to the next step of your life, of making a transition where you need to be. And I think that is just simply marvelous to be able to have someone that is like almost like the telephone. Hello, I have an issue. I would like to do such and such. Now, I'm not saying they're going to answer back. Some people can actually hear the voices of their loved ones that transition. Some of them can see their loved ones that transition. And sometimes they can be in a gas-like form, or sometimes like a silhouette, a spirit, if you will. I don't like to call ghost, because what is really a ghost? Um, I'm just saying. So a spirit in a different dimension, and they come to you in the way that they feel that they will not frighten you, or a way that you remember, or they might come to you where there's a certain smell about them that you remember that requires you to go in and actually connect with them. So those are some of the things that you might smell something, and that's if you ask for something or talk to them, they might be giving you an answer in the smell that they have, aroma that they have, or something shifting, or something even as much as dropping. So you could have been saying, and you looked and you asked a question, and maybe that book dropped. That is way a spirit, your ancestor, have maybe talked to you and helped you. You know, they have many ways to communicate with us that we got to keep our mind open, our ancestors. And when we give them great reverence, the more connected, the more uh, the open we are about this connection, the more they come and they help us get some of the things we want, and they'll help you see. So all you got to do is ask for the blessings of your ancestors, give them honor, give them thanks, be in gratitude that they've taken their time to actually come to you and actually said, "What? I'm there for you. I got your back. It's okay. I love you." You know, there's something that when you're going through something that they show up, they make their presence known, especially when you're down. And it might prevent, some of our ancestors tried to prevent some individuals from taking their life. Some also give you warnings about if you're not doing things, how your life could end and prematurely. So they'll give you warnings like that in your dream, in your thought, like you can even be daydreaming, or you'll feel like a nagging feeling or something pulling. Different ways spirit and your ancestors communicate with you to safeguard you. Now, I'm not saying there's not some dark. For everything light, there's always dark, and it all depends on where you are, of how you feel. What I think might be right might not be what you think is right. And let me also say, I was sharing with someone, what I was saying is for there to be balance, there got to be some dark or balance. And what might be feel right for me might not feel right for you and what you agree with. So keep that in mind as you're communicating and talking. And just like they're good, you might have some ancestors that still didn't clean up their act on the other side to get their stuff together, that they're still destructive. They're still not mature enough. They haven't matured enough in that realm to recognize what they're doing to you, or they recognize and they choose not to change. So they're waiting sometimes for another vehicle to be born to do it all over again. And sometimes they just open the floodgates of open windows and actually making sure a lot of opportunities available for you. That's the beautiful thing about relying on your ancestor. We play homage to them. They guide us and take you through the path that other what they've been through, the struggles, the cries, the different things, even the joys and the laughter of maybe you had this great Aunt Millie that was an entrepreneur that made it work, and she was ahead of her time as she transitioned. So then, since she was ahead of her time, she might come through another person to help them, guide them to be independent, get what they need to get, and take it to the next level. You understand what I'm saying? So those spirits travel and try to help us evolve, our ancestors spirits help us evolve to a better person, help us get to where we want to get to. And sometimes they help us recall the contracts that we made before we came into this vessel ahead of time, that we honor it so we won't be stuck coming and doing this constantly. So we learn the lessons we're here to learn. So we learn and steadfast and get forward so we can continue to evolve. And everybody's like, what? Yes. So Also doing clearing. Some people, like, if you see smoke, different way they communicate. And let me tell you, pets are very sensitive to different spirits and connection, because they're not like us. We're bombarded by what society wants us to believe, that we block that out. But they are not. They're able to communicate and see. And sometimes they give us warning by their barks. Sometimes they give their whining. They'll let you know, they'll pull on you to tell you not to go in there. Our animals see spirit, sometimes malevolent spirits that are not good for us. They do that. So they try to protect us the best way they can. And they give you that warning. So if you have pets and something's feels eerie or not right, like, okay, this is cool. All right, I got this. Okay, and I'm going to listen. So just sit back, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, and let it go. Let it go and let it flow. You're the one that can change the energy by your connection. So, like I said, my shows are just a little bit shorter. Tomorrow, it'll be Central Saturday. Um, I was looking to see if people call. If they call, they did. If they don't, that's okay too. We just rock with it, go with it. And after the 12th, these will be they'll be scheduled ahead of time with topics and other information. So if you're more curious and you want to get in touch with me, go to drdmedphysician.com, and I'll be happy to talk with you and walk with you and help you establish what you need. Um, that is just what I do. So I want to say to everybody, it is the hour of the hour, and I plan to go off on 22:22, and we're done.